All right, folks, welcome back into the Chinese qualifiers for Captain's Draft 4.0. We're here with our lower bracket round one match between VGJ.Thunder and LFY. And what has to be one of the more interesting pools we've seen. There's a couple of intriguing heroes in here. Things like Meepo, Pangolier, Techies, all available. The pool looks, again, pretty interesting for both of these teams as we get into it, Baseskip.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff. There's the Pudge as well, which I think has received like the rune change. Being able to hook runes doesn't seem like a huge thing on paper, but I think in practice, with the changed positions of the bounty runes as well, position for Pudge is actually pretty viable now, assuming that you have a solid Pudge player. So that's maybe something to look out for.
Yeah.
In general, this pool is full of so many good position 4 heroes. Position 5 is pretty mediocre.
And there's like Bane. That's it.
It's Bane.
Yeah.
And
Rubik. Yeah.
Rubik and Oracle, kind of, but like
not what you're looking for a lot of these heroes. But there's a lot of other heroes still as well. I think there's a fair few offlaners. Underlord, if you want to play Pangolier the offlane, you sure can. We've seen Wind Ranger, Omni Knight, and Brewmaster, the two biggest ones that have been picked a lot recently. Timbersaw is not even that bad. There's the Bane band, so we're going to see Rubik, maybe Oracle in the 5 position for one of these teams. And there is the Pangolier pick from LFY. Let's do it, dude. Let's see what this does.
Nice. I wonder if it'll be Inflame.
I think so. I think that's...
Yeah, I think so.
The last time I saw this, I think Mineski picked it for ISI on the offlane, and he was kind of owning with it. I think they won that game. It was in the grand finals against, I want to say... TNC or maybe the lower bracket finals. I can't remember, but it has been picked in this in this tournament already, and it's one of the few. It's one of the only tournament rather you're going to see it in. As VGJ.Thunder will go for the Omni Knight, which again has become kind of a staple in the offlane. It makes sense to grab it here for VGJ.Thunder.
Okay, so they're definitely going to end up grabbing some kind of core that they enable with this Omni. There's a couple of good options here. I think like the Ursa, the Luna. Maybe even the CK or the Timbersaw, pretty decent with a repel thrown on them, so they've got good options there. I think the Brew, and the CK are probably 2 of the other really big premium heroes in this pool, looking at it in terms of like recent competitive play.
Yeah.
So
I would say so. Those are going to be popular picks.
I think they got to take the Rubik now, right? Because yeah, you can't pick Omni Knight and then let the other team just get away with grabbing Rubik when Rubik is like one of the few position 5s in the whole pool. Because Rubik is just so good against Omni. It's easy to steal his spells. You don't feel like you have to put yourself out of position necessarily to use them, which is the case with some other stuff on Rubik. So yeah, makes sense.
You're going to go for Weaver on the LFY side. Not a whole lot of lockdown, maybe telekinesis. In terms of supports, we're still kind of concerned. Like we mentioned, there's a lot of position 4s. There's the Kunkka, there's the Pudge, there's both of the Invis heroes and Ricky, and the Bounty Hunter. In terms of a position 5, there is an Oracle, which might be good here, but it's something we'll maybe see LFY pick next. I don't know. I don't actually know what you go for here to make your position 5 look okay and what you can pair it up with. And I'm just very interested with this pool and what is available.
The one thing I will say is that Tusk, as much as I think Tusk is similar to Earth Spirit in the sense where he's like he's a 4 in the sense that he's the roaming support, but he can be the 5 in the sense that he can buy all the wards and he can be the one who's actually like being the most sacrificial in terms of his role on the team. And if they did that, then I pick Tusk, then maybe there's the opportunity to grab something like a support Lina or a support Lesh and have them be the forward position in terms of farm priority.
Right.
So that's one way that you could adjust this to make it work. But LFY, just going to grab the Wind Ranger here. Probably a decent synergy among their lineup in terms of the right-click damage. They've got minus armor from the bugs. They've got minus armor from Heartbreaker. They've got right-click damage from all 3 of these heroes as well. That's where, of course, Omni Knight's going to be really important with his ultimate to turn things around somewhat. But
yeah,
synergy here for sure.
GA is very strong. The nerf to Diffusal Blade, obviously, making things a lot better for the Omni Knight. Now they'll pick up the Bounty Hunter as well. Another Invis hero, one on both sides, but Trackle could be really big, getting involved early on, rotating around. VGJ.Thunder, so far, I think a better, in terms of if you look at these picks and you think, okay, well, these are more well-known, well-rounded picks for VGJ.Thunder. On the other side, you have two heroes that are definitely interesting, Pangolier and Windranger. We don't know exactly how they're going to work, where they're going to go. We have theories, but I'm curious how the rest of their draft is going to get tied together. But for VGJ.Thunder, it's pretty obvious. All right, we need a mid and a safe laner now. So what do we go for here in terms of those two particular heroes?
I mean, the way that they've built their lineup is sort of in anticipation of their remaining cores. They don't have a ton of damage among the first 3 picks. They didn't really have a ton of, like... I was picturing these the first 3 heroes that they picked. If they fall behind, they're not really going to do anything, right? Their whole game now depends on the success or failure of the other 2 cores. And I think CK is probably the best, like, build-around hero in kind of this situation.
There's no, I mean, dealing with illusions might be tough too for this CK for LGDFY. I think, I mean, what do they have? Maybe, I don't know, Maelstroms? I don't actually know what you do here against the CK later into the game.
Pangolier has pretty decent AoE. I think it would be a mistake to underestimate his ability to help kind of clear and kite the CK, and Brewmaster definitely going to be.
Yeah, this is the pick I was looking for
as well.
This is your offlane brew, I think, or is it?
I think it's Windranger Tusk supports, and then.
Oh, wait, this is so weird. Is this Brew mid and then Pangolier offlane, Weaver safe lane?
Yeah, maybe.
This is very interesting. And then there's the Timbersaw last pick, which I suppose that's fine. I don't think it's it's not the best Timbersaw game, I feel like, but it's still a pretty good Timbersaw game, I think. For Kama.
Yeah, I think it's all right. Okay, so yeah, there you go. Windranger and Tusk as a sports.
So mid Pangolier for super. I will say I like his animation. I think he has good base damage against something like Kama on the Timbersaw. I think it's a good choice. This is not something we're used to seeing, though. Maybe they switch it up. Maybe Super's the only one that knows how to play Pangolier. So they send the Brewmaster mid for Inflame. There's always that possibility. I would like to see Pangolier mid. Don't get me wrong. I would very much like to see that because I've never seen it before in the mid lane. But who knows?
I just wonder how he copes with Bounty Hunter harassment, potentially. I think that could be something a little bit worrying for the Pangolier. Just melee heroes in general. They get a good block. Bounty just sits there punching you. I don't know what you really do. That's, I guess, hopefully where your supports come in. Afu rotating around a little bit on the Tusk, probably carrying a dust the entire game.
Right. I mean, they shouldn't be able to kill him mid, even with a lift. He has the, what's his Q called? I can't even remember for Pangolier. I'll have to look it up when I get in.
Swashbuckle.
Swashbuckle, that's the one. Swashbuckle's pretty good for an escape mechanism. So they shouldn't be able to kill him, theoretically, if he is in the mid lane. Let's see what he bought. He has a Stout Shield, a Quelling Blade, and a Shared Tango. So, yeah.
Quick DC, so you can keep talking about these lanes and whatnot. Bounty Hunter, very standard starting items from Fade. Nothing too interesting to talk about there. For VGJ, it should be hard to fall behind in the early game for their lineup, but I can definitely see there are ways that it could happen. I guess the big thing is just whether or not LFY's supports rotations stick, because they didn't really. I feel like their supports didn't have a crazy impact in the early game in the previous game, and they still kind of won in spite of it. So I'm thinking that if their roaming goes well and Bounty Hunter's roaming goes not so well, then things could get tough. Yeah. Like we've said, Pangolier has a pretty decent escape mechanism, so it should be difficult to gank him, and I guess that just kind of leaves the Brewmaster. They should be able to kill this Brew, however, with the Rubik Bounty CK. That shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah, I think so as well. We'll wait and see. This is going to be a very interesting game. I would not be surprised to see Game 3, even just with this draft alone, but we'll see. It depends on how these lanes go for VGJ.Thunder. Sylar is going to be rotating, but they're going to look for this bottom together, it looks like, for now, with Kama nearby. And we'll have an aggressive move from LFY as well. And we'll see which super skills up first, whether it's Swashbuckle or Heart Pierce or Shield Crash. Shield Crash is actually pretty good now that I think about it. I like it a lot. Even at level 1, I think it's really good too.
Yeah, it is. I think it is good. It doesn't. It scales okay, but definitely. I guess we're also kind of at the point. It's still relatively early days, and I feel like the Pangolier can end up being just surprisingly tanky. I think a build that I've seen quite a bit in pubs is people going like Diffusal Vanguard,
Right.
and then building into an Abyssal later on, just kind of building around the Swashbuckle.
Right. We have DDC now joining the rest of LFY. It'll be a 4 versus 4 engagement. Fade hasn't seen anybody yet. There's no vision on this high ground. Brew's about to come down. And Fade should spot this, and they will. I think they pinged Fade. They thought he was over there. They have sentries on DDC. He's not placing any down. Fade is going to try to go for the trade here. Super is on top. So we'll see who gets what. Fade might just steal this. And Fade gets it. So they're going to get, I think, just 1 for LFY. And VGJ.Thunder will get 3. And if Fade, if only he had Shuriken, but no, of course he won't. And the TP will be successful. That's not going to be the case. So DDC's up top now. He will be the support Wind Ranger. He'll help out Monet. In the bottom lane, it's an aggressive dual lane with Afu starting down here. He will probably have to rotate mid like you talked about. Very good block for Sylar. And this is going to be the mid lane Chaos Stun, which I think is really good against Super in this particular matchup.
Yeah, should be good. Gives them some more lockdown as well to kind of utilize the bounty hunter rotations a bit better. I mean, look at this damage so far. And that is not a jump away. That's a jump in place.
That is Super dying. I think he's trying to figure out how his hero works. Sylar's going to get it and get the kill on first blood. That's not good.
That's not a good look.
No, not at all. We'll chalk that up to rustiness, I guess. Meanwhile, they get a kill bottom onto the Brewmaster. Oops. So, VGJ.Thunder, it's already even in the game, and I'm starting to feel this might be a bit rough for Super and crew for LFY.
Don't worry, this is the create a pub environment for Monet strategy.
It worked last time.
Yeah, it certainly did, but I don't know if Weaver is quite the same hero. And is he just dead?
I think he's dead. Good shackle shot keeps him alive. He's got Shikuchi. He is getting solo, 15 HP. He will be forced to salve. Monet is living dangerously, and he's getting shut down all of a sudden in this top lane. He has only 3 last hits. Yang putting on a lot of pressure. So we will see how this is going to turn out. But Fade already rotating around, getting a lot of involvement here at the beginning of this game. And again, not looking that great for LFY start.
And they are actually just diving this tower. DDC finally gets level 2.
He has Wind Run. He would have liked to have Power Shot, I'm sure. He does Zip Shackle. He has the Swarm on Fade and Yang, but they have Purification. Not to mention Shadow Walk for the Bounty Hunter. So they're fine. There's also a DD rune to the top rune spot. So if the Bounty finds that, then Super might be dead again. Needs to be careful.
DDC's laning stage is like a lesson in the value of holding your skill points. If he didn't have that Shackle shot there, then his Weaver would already be dead. And if he didn't have his Wind Run there, he would be dead. So just the decision to hold his points.
Good telekinesis from AO will stop any further aggression as Kama was taking a lot of damage. He will salve up and he'll be fine. Only level 1 reactive armor. There was no clap. I think he went Drunken Haze instead. Just slowing him down and making sure he doesn't get that point, rather these last hits. But now he's got the clap. It's level 1. Still too little too late. Now mid lane, there's the Chaos Bolt. 2-second stun Super. Will jump himself away. That's the swashbuckle we're looking for, baby. There it is.
But still hard to approach the lane. Sylar doing pretty decently in terms of farm. Oh, got a Heart Piercer.
Shield crash, Heart Piercer coming out as well. But there's the double damage rune for Fade. They're going to go again. Do they have another Chaos Bolt? He doesn't have enough mana for it. The Janata will come out onto Super, will slow him down a little bit, and Super will regen up using these tangos. They are under the tower. They're about to die. If he's got Swashbuckle, the Shield Slam will go. Fade needs to be careful. 1-second stun. Can he Swashbuckle away? A lot of damage done to Fade. They're still chasing, and Super, now the Reality Rift. Long range from Sylar. That'll do the job. This harass, DDC's rotation a little too late, even with level 2 Shackle Shot, might not have been able to save him anyways. So, good attempt. Super trying to get out, but again, this mid lane is going very well for Sylar.
Yeah, so much for Fade's rotations falling flat. He's already level 3. He's doing really well. Everywhere that he's going, he's applying a ton of pressure, wasting loads of regen, and really setting up all of his lanes for success. The only place he hasn't made a stop just yet is bottom lane, and could see a kill happening down there very shortly.
Yeah, we will see. He's already setting up for it. Kama's running in. Good Ice Shards, making sure Kama can't get through. No Timber Chain. He does have the Whirling Death. They will get the Telekinesis. They might get the skill anyways. They missed the Telekinesis into Whirling Death combo. So Afu might actually live. No, Fade Bolt comes out, plus 1 more auto attack from Fade. And Inflame can only really watch. He tries to run over, but nah, he's back down to bottom. Can't do anything.
That was a really nice little... it didn't need to do it, but Fade with a little Shadow Walk trick as well. Getting the double backstab. Yeah. Both on the... as he was fading in, and then got the last hit out. So now he's got a little bit more mana to work with. And Bounty Hunter still on the prowl. And, oh, that is a dangerously used Swashbuckle.
They have a Haste Rune Fade. There's a Shield Slam, though, coming out from Super. Rather, Shield Crash, I should say. Now a Snowball coming in. They're going to try to find the Swashbuckle's back up at 5. Salar's too speedy. Snowball doesn't get there in time. Now a Shuriken drop down. Super will take a lot of damage. But, yeah, again, in terms of this early game, I think all 3 lanes going really well.
Monet. Can you find him?
Oh, my God. Monet actually is going to live. Yang has to TP out, but the damage has already been done. He's winning top lane pretty much at this point. He's 2 CS ahead. Every lane is going fantastic for VGJ.Thunder. I mean, this is a great game, a great start to this game. They have a 2K lead at 5 minutes in. It's not very good for LFY right now, base kip.
Yeah, definitely not. Is there something about... I'm trying to figure out. Is it a patch thing or is it a captain's draft thing that these, like, annoying, sustainy offlaners like the Omni Knight and the Abaddon seem to be doing so well?
I think it's a patch thing because we saw a lot of Omni in that Dota Pit Miner for Young 11 especially, and KP. At least for Omni. For Abaddon, I'm not sure. But for Omni, it seems like that's a patch thing because of how they changed GA and Diffusal Blade and all that stuff. So, anyway.
Yeah, seems sensible. Afu and DDC trying to make something happen in here, but I mean, this Timber is just already pretty much completely unkillable with the heroes that they have on board. Windranger not exactly known for her damage in the position in the support position.
No, definitely not. Monet, he has a Sentry. He'll be able to harass Fade down. Yang can give him a good old Purification, and will do so. So Fade's back up and fighting fit. Like you said, Kama's pretty hard to kill. Level 3 reactive armor. He already has 15 stacks, so he's fine. Super starting to get some more CS in the mid lane, but it's 37 to 22. I mean, there's a 3K network lead now. And if this game keeps going the way that it is, and it looks like it will. Oh, Phantasm, 1 second stun. Shield Crash, Telekinesis, though. Shackle Shot cannot help him out. DDC comes in a little bit too late, and Super, even with the Shield Crash, Tyler still blows him away with the help, of course, of the Telekinesis Fade Bolt from the Rubik. So, and now they're wrapping around as Fade is looking for DDC as well, but don't think he's going to find him. DDC looks like he's backed up far enough that he should be fine. Oh, Brew. Kama get this kill. Drunken Haze will keep him alive for now. Arcane's Whirling Death coming out. They have another Chakram. They're trying to juke. That's going to be a stick charge coming out just in time for Inflame. Clap's available, but the Whirling Death, my God. Kama just doing too much damage. That poor Brewmaster gets destroyed solo down bottom.
Yeah, and at the same time at mid, there was a bit of a dive and a turnaround from LFY. They got a 2-man Shackle Shot out and then blocked them in with the Ice Shards, and then VGJ.Thunder both just TP'd, and that was the end of that. So still 0 kills on the board for LFY, and this early game is an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah, and it might continue to be that. Swashbuckle saves Super for now. It was a 2-second stun, but Super will stay up and alive. He does have his level 6, so Rolling Thunder is available, and something to consider. Maybe he can get involved now, but like you mentioned, no kills. It's 6-0. It's a 4K lead. And again, it's not like their late game is really that great for LFY either. Maybe the Weaver gets big, maybe Super gets big, but they've got a long way to go. It's not like they can deal with these illusions early on in this game. Because Sylar, again, he's almost at Armlet. He's already got his Phantasm leveled up once. He went for the 1-point Chaos Bolt, 4 Reality Rift, 1 Chaos Strike. I actually like it, and we will see how it plays out in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Monet finds himself a DD Rune. And, all right, well, we're going to slow things down. And they'll send the Brew mid, actually. So they're switching things up, it looks like.
Yeah, I think they need to use the... Ideally, they need to use the Pangolier ulti and the Brewmaster ulti to find some kills. Start getting things swinging back the other way, if possible. And they're just both sitting mid right now. They're going to give some levels to Afu down bottom, but Kama, seeing exactly what's happening on the map, is just running in between the towers.
He could probably dive this. Meanwhile, they're fighting mid. The Phantasm will come out. There's the split. Super pops the Rolling Thunder. Good Shackle Shot. That'll be onto Fade, who's getting dropped down. Fade now is going to be able to Shadow Walk away. And that ulti didn't really do much. Super is able to swashbuckle down into the river, but he's going to get Reality Rift right back. But the shield crash from Super to get up to the high ground. Very mobile, that Pangolier hero. Still, a couple of ults used from LFY, getting absolutely nothing out of it. And I guess VGJ not getting anything out of it either, but still, I mean, those are long cooldowns for LFY.
Yep. And LFY trying to eject Kama from this bottom lane, but they can't even come close to doing it.
They might just both get dove. I don't even know if there's anything they can do against him. This is a problem for sure. This tier 1 tower now at half HP. Shackle shot. Sylar might be getting caught. He has no armlet yet, but he's still rather tanky. And he does have Rolling Thunder for Super, but I mean,
and the dive continues at bottom.
Oh my god, they're actually at the tier 3 tower. Fade throws at the Shuriken. They don't have split. Brewmaster's getting dove under the tier 3 tower. Inflame's like, please stop. They've got Chakra middle hit. They need one more auto attack. They're actually gonna, not get the kill. Fade is to go for the TP. The Shikuchi is there. They almost get a dub, but Inflame holding onto that stick charge just at the last second. And they finally get a kill on the board. It's Monet. Who else? And now he might find Kama. He has a DD rune, and Kama has to Timber Chain himself away. Shikuchi back up. Good Chakra. A lot of damage being done, and Monet has to stop the pursuit. He'll pick up the bounty rune. He'll bottle himself back up. He's got wand charges. And we'll see if they can't find Kama, but at least they got Fade. Oh, man, getting Kama. He's the highest net worth hero in the game. It's not going to be easy. They get off the Heart Piercer. He's going to Timber Chain himself away. They will have that snowball running in. Chakram onto 3. They will time-lapse Monet back. The Shackle Shot is there. There's the power shot. Swashbuckle again. Kama up to 20 stacks of reactive armor, but he gets taken down. Monet doing more than enough damage there with the help of the Heart Piercer. And LFY finally get a kill. In fact, one of the biggest kills they could have gotten. Kama was so damn tanky, and they will give the kill to Super, so he'll get a lot of that money.
Yeah, that was a desperately needed kill, but looks like they may still end up losing this tier 1 mid as the price. Everybody's running over from LFY. They want these kills so badly.
There's the Shackle Shot. Ooh, good deny from Monet. Sylar does have his Phantasm. He's going to actually just go for the TP. There's no way they can cancel this. There you get TP with his armlet toggled, and he'll be able to make it out just fine, and even Kama rotates in. Still good deny coming in from LFY to make sure they give that tower not to VGJ.Thunder. Now, I mean, they still can't. They're going to go for it. Snowball. They have Super. There's the shield crash. Ice Shards will come in. Doesn't hit. Spell was stolen out. It's Shikuchi. What a classic for the Rubik. And now Fade's running it as well. They'll drop a Sentry, and he won't take the bait. He won't walk into it. But again, the map is getting split up by Yang. He's taking a tier 1 tower bottom. So this is all just LFY running around not getting anything done.
Yeah, they're playing well, but they're just having to make up so much for the shortcomings of their lanes.
That's very true.
Inflame getting run down at top.
He might have to split here. He thinks about it. Now they see the TP from Monet, so he saves it for now. Luckily enough, he had the TP coming in, but that's all they could do is just save the split, and they still are going to get pressure into this tier 1. Maybe they can come in and turn around, but there's a track up on Brewmaster, so even Kama understands that they don't need to stay too long. They have another hero rotating up. That is going to be Ao, who again still has the Shikuchi, so he can run in, get a telekinesis, and go for a play. He's going to try. Swashbuckle comes in from Super on the other side. Kama snowballed up. He's in trouble. There's the shield crash. Telekinesis, Fade Bolt, Purification. There's the turnaround, the repel. Kama doing a lot of damage. Super, though, he's got that Rolling Thunder going. Sylar's in. He's got a DD room with Phantasm. Monet, Chaos Bolted. 1 second stun. Is it going to be enough? He's got no Shikuchi. He's solo. They need one auto attack, and they're going to find it from Fade. They had the track up. Sylar's still pretty low. Super's on the run now as well. There's the Reality Rift back. Sylar is dominating. Now they're going to find the Brewmaster. The split done. A double kill for Kama. A tier 1 tower on top of it, and an 8K lead at 13 minutes into this game.
This might be a quick one, Mott.
Yeah, I think so. I think you might be right about that, Base Kip. Dear God.
I think we're already starting to see like the limits of the damage that LFY have right now. They've got, you know, they can scale on Pangolier and Weaver for sure if they get items, but that seems like a really big if at this point because they just seemingly cannot get any kills. Their support duo is already looking like it's not going to have too much more impact this game. One of the things, I think Monet needs to be carrying a dust. I think he could be killing the bounty hunter a little bit more, but like even 1 or 2 bounty hunter kills is not going to matter too much in the grand scheme of things here. Is VGJ.Thunder just have all the tier 1s taken. They've got all the map control. They got Fade behind the tower here up top.
They've got the track. They've got the lift. This Shikuchi steal from AO is so good. Fade Bolt, DDC's dead. It kind of leads you to go back to the draft and think about, okay, well, what was the Pangolier pick all about? How seriously are they taking this draft? Because clearly the Pangolier pick hasn't panned out for them. It's not necessarily to say that they don't know how to play the hero or, you know, that they didn't have an idea. But it just feels like this pick was just kind of like, oh, well, Pangolier's available. Sure, we'll do it. Could work. Who knows?
I think the hero is strong. I think the biggest problem just turned out to be the lanes.
Yeah.
They couldn't fight for the lanes with their supports.
Ooh.
And like we said, the support situation was just so bad. It was like Rubik, and that was about it. And he's not even really a premium support right now.
They're going to go for this Brewmaster Chaos Bolt. Shackle Shot will latch. That'll be onto Yang. He's got GA. No, it's not skilled up. Not yet anyways. Already looking pretty good. They'll take down the Rubik. Sylar going to get a Repel TP off, and Yang, now he's the one in trouble. He is an Avid TP. He's going to get dropped. It's going to be a 2-for-0 trade, so LFY bait out one of the heroes. Here comes the Rolling Thunder Super trying to find him, but Yang pops a drum himself. He is so fast. They're going to shield crash hit him up, but here comes the Chakram. They're going to maybe try to turn this. Monet has to time-lapse just at the last second for now. Shackle Shot will latch to Fade. I don't think they want to fight into Kama. They couldn't get the kill on you. They only get a kill on AO. That's the insane thing. And they now are going to get turned down by Kama, who misses on that Timber Chain. If he hits it, maybe gets the kill onto Afu, who will maybe survive at this point. But, man, that looked like it could have been all 3 of those heroes dying. And somehow VGJ.Thunder only lose their Rubik at that point.
I don't even think VGJ.Thunder are playing that cleanly with some of these dives, like going on that Brewmaster, and while they still have 2 heroes over on the other side of the map, but they are just so far ahead that it barely matters.
No, yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, Monet, Chakram, he's going to get caught. Urn should take him down. He has wand charges. Fade will come in with 1 more auto attack. Shuriken's back up at 2, so probably finds his kill. Another Urn dropped, and now Monet's just, he's resigned himself to his death. He'll give it to Fade.
A miserable death.
It really is. Now Super's going to get caught, although the Rolling Thunder comes in. See you later. Uh-oh. Fade dodges it. Look out, it's a moving car coming. Super's going to get to the high ground here. He's going to jump up. There's the shield crash. And that'll keep him alive. Rolling Thunder now, only down for 40 seconds. Not a very long cooldown, but it hasn't really done much this game. And then Yang's just bottom, taking it tier 2 tower. So LFY, they're not going to give up yet, but at some point there's going to be a fight that breaks the back of this team. Maybe LFY gets some crazy shenanigans going. They have some amazing fight, but even with that, I still don't think there's much left they can do. Well, check the shot. Oh, the Repel came in at the perfect time. On the other side, they got a kill on Afu. Dies pretty much instantly. Here comes the Chakram. There's the split coming up. Just kidding. He got purified, and that blows him away instantly. Now Super, he's back in the fray. They have the buyback in from Afu. Super, he's got the shield crash. The armor, or rather the damage reduction is being done, but it's still a double kill for Kama, and Monet has to use his time lapse to get himself out of trouble. Sylar is in deep. Afu is going to die back. Dead for 31 seconds. Kama gets a triple kill. They're going to take the tier 2 tower. And now a 16k lead for VGJ.Thunder. And what should be game 2 going their way. In fact, it is. GG is called. My God, that was a disaster of a game from LFY. Well,
what else can you say?
Not much.
Unmitigated disaster. No, they lost all the lanes. They got dove under the towers. They like barely managed to punish any of it. I don't know.
When you can only get 3 kills, you know the game's rough. That's like Newbie having 2 kills in game 3 of that, or rather game 2 of that last series. So, yeah, we've had a lot of those tonight. We've had a few of those types of games. But basically, any closing thoughts?